Welcome to the Get it out. Welcome to the completely unnecessary podcast, and it's unnecessarily humid in San Diego right now. It's Tuesday, August 18th, 2020, the dog days of summer.
You keep choking on your words today.
That's Ian Ferguson.
It's me.
I'm Pat Contry. On the show today, we'll be talking about the new G.I. Joe game, Apple versus Epic, Battle of the Monsters, play date, updated info for the handheld upcoming. The very last Blockbuster store is now an Airbnb, which is funny, and a couple of Q&As and a Patreon poll topic. First, Ian, we got some wares at ultimatenintendo.com. We got the pins.
That's right.
We got the Tengen RBI baseball stickers. We got the roll going on like it's a raffle, arm length. You could do. I should do it arm length. We got the certain guidebooks. So go to ultimatenintendo.com there. I'm also on Cameo for all your needs. Cameo.com/PatContry. And Yoko Kids, Ian, is shipping right now.
Yeah.
I got the alert for my issue.
So if you were in on the first pre-order of the Yoko Kids Annual Number 1, the zine that we all put together at Yoko Kids, it will be shipping sometime this week. Some shipped yesterday, some are shipping today. I'm looking at Rick addressing packages right now. Next week, the good news is we'll be doing our second run. So if you missed it, on the 24th, we will have open pre-orders for about a week. So as long as you get your order in that week, you'll definitely get one, and we're going to determine our second run's print size via pre-orders. To go over the magazine again real quick, it covers 25 games, full color cover, black and white inside, bunch of different artists, bunch of different writers, all black and white Game Boy games. It's $8, it's cheap, it's fun to read. So yeah, next week, Monday, and I'll of course talk about it next week on the podcast, but it'll go up at tinyurl.com/YokoiKidsZine. So yeah, keep your eyes open for that, and of course I'll mention it on Twitter.
Your fingernails are looking long right now, Ian. I never noticed that before. They're looking sharp. They're looking vampiric.
I cut them like 4 days ago. Yeah, they've grown a lot.
Wow.
Strange.
They look pointy.
Yeah, but they're clean. That's all that matters.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, I've never noticed your fingernails before in 7 years in the podcast. I don't know why I just noticed it.
I have wide nail beds. They're incredibly fun nails to paint. When I painted my nails all through high school, because they're wide. It's like
you got thick fingers.
It's like a whole canvas.
I'm saying you got sausage fingers, but your fingers are thicker than mine.
All right.
I think you could be a point guard. You can palm the ball and get those one-handed passes going.
I might be able.
Speaking of that, we were talking about NBA Jam before. And then someone just digitized their faces into it on Twitter, me and Ian, and I got triggered. Because
it was Daniel.
It was Daniel. Daniel, good old Daniel Greenberg, writer on the upcoming N64 book, Winter Ion. Daniel, he's getting married in 2.5 weeks.
So soon.
I wish COVID ruins everything this year, unfortunately, with things. But yeah, I got triggered because I think it gave you John Stark stats. So anything with John Stark's related, I was like, I got Ewing stats. So there you go.
Yeah, stats are too good for me, but
it looked like Ewing stacks, but it was the first version of NBA Jam with Barkley, but Starks was not in the first NBA Jam. It was Oakley, so I don't know, because the 3-point was higher than Ewing's, which Oakley never shot a 3-pointer in his life. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting too into NBA Jam. Speaking of that, there might be a cabinet on the way. Someone reached out to me after my story last week of the Galaga, the infamous Galaga. And he nice fellow, and I'll reveal more of the story when it arrives. But there might be an NBA Jam waiting for us to put together. So thank you out there. I'll talk more about that when it arrives there.
The more I think about it, the more I think I might end up getting one.
Just come over and play mine.
No, I want to be able to sit in my living room and play online though, like against people too.
Alan already challenged us. He said, we got to play you. Come on, Ian. This could be our esports in. They're gonna try to do esports. This is me and you. Come on.
I only play as the Hornets.
What is that? Not Morning. Larry Johnson is.
Honestly, I don't remember who's in the original.
Oh.
It was Morning and Johnson, I believe, for one of the releases.
Well, they gotta if they do esports for NBA Jam, they have to have certain teams you can't play as, because the Bulls are overpowered in that game. Pippen is basically like Jordan in that game. He's almost full on everything.
Oh yeah,
with Grant, because Jordan was going to be in the game up to I think the month before then they pulled him with the rights. to his likeness. He opted out of the player association likeness thing, but it was like up to the last minute. Hey, where's that original ROM? I think what was it? Termel said he was going to find that and get that out to everyone, like years ago. What the? I thought I turned my ringer off. Sorry about that. Anyway, so they announced a GI Joe game, and I'm a gigantic GI Joe fan. It's my favorite cartoon by far ever, and my favorite toy line by far. Like there's not really a close second. Yeah, I had some He-Man, I had some Ninja Turtles, I had the Marvel and X-Men figures, and I had some Transformers, but GI Joe to me was like the total package of best cartoon to me and best toys combination, best vehicles and accessories by far of anything. They announced a new game, and I was shocked because Hasbro has treated the GI Joe franchise like absolute garbage the past decade, with like no real good toys. And there has been a video game I discovered since 2009, since that first crappy movie. 11 years without a GI Joe game. There's like a Transformers game like every other like 2 or 3 years, and a new series just came out, which I actually watched, prequel of Cybertron on Netflix. Is really good. I'm not a big Transformers guy, but it was really good. And they let GI Joe just rot and do nothing.
I need to watch that Transformers series. I have a friend who
I didn't know
said it was very good.
I didn't know it was out until I said, "Oh, Transformers series." Like, is this an old one? And
I think it's relatively recent because I just found out about it a couple weeks ago.
But the point is that they treat the GI Joe franchise like it's garbage. I'm not sure it's because it's militaristic and it's pro-America, and I don't know, some people nowadays don't like that. I don't know why. It's very marketable. GI Joe was like the very first and truly like diverse cartoon back in the 80s, and like in terms of the voice acting, it was the best voice acting in any of those shows. When you go back, they wrote it for adults, the episodes, and like I don't know why they don't respect GI Joe, or people don't. It wasn't just blue and red lasers. Shut up. Go back and watch the GI Joe episodes. Hasbro, since they're not streaming anywhere because they don't respect it, they're now at least uploading the episodes to the Hasbro YouTube channel, and they have a constantly live running of GI Joe. So they're trying to get it back. They've released new toys, the classified line this year, and people are pissed because they haven't had a decent GI Joe toy in forever, and they have them all. They're all fucking limited. They're all the Cobra Trooper, a figure that everyone would want to buy, is a Target exclusive that like people bought. I think they bought them all this past weekend. You can't buy them. So now they're getting flipped on eBay for like $100 for like a $20 figure. It's like, what are you thinking? You're trying to revive the franchise. Have the figures available to as many people as possible. So in the midst of all this, they announced this like semi-G.I. Joe revival. They announced a game called G.I. Joe Blackout like last week. I did not know this was in development. I guess I know a lot of people did. G.I. Joe Operation Blackout. It's going to come out, in a couple months? It's a squad-based third-person shooter here. You can be Team Joe, Team Cobra. There's missions. There's all the old-school characters. I think there's like six on each side. I don't know if they're all revealed yet, all the characters. But you got Cobra, you got Storm Shadow, you got the Baroness, you got Destro, you got Scarlet Duke, of course Snake Eyes, because everything's got to have Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow and Duke. And there's not, I guess, a huge amount of detail so far on this game, but I hope Roadblock's in there. I hope this is something I would enjoy as a game, because boy, does G.I. Joe need a shot in the arm in the worst way in terms of pop culture. They are making the Storm Shadow Snake Eyes movie, which I hope it can't be worse than the two G.I. Joe movies that came out. What was it, 2009 and 13? But
it can't be.
Those were bad movies, Ian. I know people out there were pissed about the Transformers movie that came out, but the Transformers movie and those characters resembled somewhat the Transformers of the cartoon. You know, the personalities, you had the voice actor come back. The G.I. Joe movies did not resemble the cartoon at all, except for the guys had the same names. Some of them had the same names. They didn't have the same personalities, outfits. It was cheap looking. There was none of the cartoon like style in those movies. Anyway, and you got fucking 5 Transformers movies, and the Bumblebee movie was actually really good, the one that just came out.
That's what I heard.
That's a 6 movie, actually. 6 movies. So you had 6 Transformers movies in 14 years or so, and that last one was actually pretty good because it goes back to the 80s. Anyway, don't troll me on G.I. Joe. So okay, I'm on the website, co-op and player versus player multiplayer. There's Capture the Flag, Assault, King of the Hill, and Deathmatch Arena. There is a single-player campaign, thankfully, because that's what I'd be interested in checking out. 18 weapons, 36 weapon skins, 12 alternate character skins. There are all 12 guys, 6 on each side, and a series of uniquely devastating ultimate abilities. All right.
So the ultimate abilities, the fact that there's different characters, to me, it sounds like it's going to go after that hero type of third or first person shooter. So my guess is it's going to be similar to Overwatch or Valorant or Paladins or any number of games that are out
where
now.
You build up like your ultimate and you unleash it with your squad.
Basically, yeah. Each character is obviously designed with a sort of job in place, and there's an ultimate attack that you build up. It's it's a strategic sort of thing.
And when I hear that, I'm like, that's a modern game, but G.I. Joe fans are not young, and it's like He-Man fans. Like I'm sure the average He-Man fan age is like 41, 42, and G.I. Joe is probably a little bit younger than that because G.I. Joe was a little bit later than He-Man, but not by far. And G.I. Joe went longer than He-Man did in terms of the toy popularity and cartoons. It went longer into the 90s, but not by a lot, by like 4 years only. So I'll give this a shot. I hope I like this game because, like I said, G.I. Joe the franchise and IP cannot afford like a failure or a dud. They can't. And I want to see like a real movie series, not whatever the hell they came out with before, with Channing Tatum, Channing, and The Rock coming back in the second one, and then never doing a the second movie was, Ian, we'll kill off all the G.I. Joes so we do a cheap movie where there's like 5 G.I. Joes left alive instead of actually having it. And they're all on the run hanging out like in a fucking abandoned apartment. That was your G.I. Joe movie, the sequel. It was fucking awful. Like I couldn't watch the damn thing.
Wow.
And they brought back Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum. They brought him back to be killed off. Spoilers in the first 10 minutes. Like the star from the first one came back for 10 minutes and killed him off.
Wow.
In the first one. Because Zartan became the president at the end of the first one and ordered an airstrike on the G.I. Joe team. Because that would have happened in real life. Oh, I want to kill some U.S. soldiers. We'll just do an airstrike without a second thought. It's like that would have happened. Anyway, so yeah, I guess I'm more whining about them disrespecting the G.I. Joe property, Hasbro, more than anything else. I'm not sure they probably had comics the past 10 years, but no one reads comics anymore. That's not how we get our pop culture anymore. It's all video games. And Netflix series and movies that hopefully come out again in theaters before we're dead here. So, would you be interested in checking this out? Not being a G.I. Joe fan?
Not particularly, no.
When I saw this, I'm like, how would you put out a G.I. Joe? Yeah, there's mobile games. They don't count. How would you put out a G.I. Joe game in the modern times? I guess it'd be this. You could do a first-person shooter, I guess, and just swap out the assets. Like, that would be an easy thing to do. Like, I'd be interested in that, but maybe this is the way you do it. Maybe it's squad based because when you watch a G.I. Joe cartoon, they're in squads. There's always at least 6 to 8 of them. So,
yeah, I was gonna say it makes sense.
But you gotta broaden the Joes here. It's always the same, like 5 or 6 G.I. Joes. So, all right. What about Mario's nipples? You want to talk?
Mario's nipples were a hot topic a few years ago when Mario Odyssey came out.
He has a little swimwear outfit.
He has a swimwear outfit, and he can run around, and he has his little bitties out. And they were, visible, and people went nuts over this. And then apparently in the Mario and Sonic Olympic Games game, apparently you can see a bare-chested Wario. So Nipples,
fan art coming at you, I'm sure.
Nipples in the Mushroom Kingdom, they're a thing. They acknowledged them, but and I actually saw this. It's funny that someone wrote an article on it. I saw Nintendo post this picture, the Stay Cool Mario picture, to Twitter the other day,
August 12th,
and it's him reclining on a beach chair like he deserves,
with a crab in the forefront.
The crab in the forefront, and looks like two glasses of juice on the side.
I guess we can not daiquiris. It has to be juice because it's Nintendo.
It's vacation juice. That's what Nintendo called it in Animal Crossing. Vacation juice.
Vacation juice. Is that really what they call it?
You drink vacation juice at the club.
Clever.
And my eyes. I was like, "Are we going to see more nip?" And we don't. There's no nipples on Mario's chest in this picture. They have erased Mario's nipples. It's nipple erasure. Look, you're not seeing any nipples. There's no nipples down there.
It's almost like you can see almost the shadow of one, but it's really strange.
Yeah, there's definitely no nip. I don't know. It's weird. Nipple erasure is strange. Just let the man have his nipples.
I think we can handle nipples.
I think we
Nintendo.
can, Nintendo. It's fine.
I think we can handle nipples.
We can handle a nip.
He's a human, Mario.
Yeah.
It's a human.
Nipples are a very human thing.
I know you're trying to retcon Mario where he's like 25 years old and not from Brooklyn anymore and not a plumber, but it's a human being. They have a nipple. We're okay seeing nipples.
He's 56 years old, and sometimes he likes to take his shirt off and flash his nips around.
I was going to say 48.
Yeah.
However old Captain Lou was in the cartoon, like 48 years old or so. That's, or 52. That's good. Yeah, he's so fresh-faced looking now that he looks like he's a freshman in college, but he has... What bothers me the most now is the mustache is black, but the hair is like a light brown, so he's dyeing one or the other. But it matches the eyebrows. So Mario's dyeing his hair now on vacation.
He's a hirsute individual. Do you think they were like waxing his chest and they took his nipples off with it?
I don't know, but he doesn't have any hair on his legs, his armpits. Like I said, you're Italian. That's an impossibility there. So anyway, all right, that's interesting. We're trying to stay cool, Mario. We're trying to here.
In other interesting mascot news,
nipples?
No
Sonic
nipples.
Nipples
no, thank goodness there are no Sonic nips. But there has been a Sonic the Hedgehog statue in the Kansai region's Mie Prefecture of Japan since 2009. It's a Sonic the Hedgehog statue. It's him riding a snowboard, and it's just kind of been placed in the woods, slightly out of the way, and has been there. No one knows how it got there.
Randomly in the woods.
Just randomly, the Sonic statue showed up. And like I said, been there since 2009. It's appeared in YouTube videos. I think it's been written about before. But that statue was recently discovered to have a full-on overhaul with fresh, shiny paint applied to it. Now, I don't know how tall this statue is, but it looks like it's probably at least 3 feet.
3 to 4 feet?
3 to 4 feet. Yeah, it's a big statue.
It's like something might have been like in a Sega store or
so the best.
Arcade?
So the story is the best idea they have is that the statue once belonged to an official Sega World theme park a few towns away from its current location. Sonic was purchased by a group of local farmers and industrialists who live nearby, and he has been living in the woods for about 10 to 15 years.
Well, it's going to get damaged in the elements there. If you're going to buy that, you gotta put it indoors.
I mean, I want to know. I mean, did they all just I want to know what this group is. Was it
a yard sale?
Was it 10 friends that got together and they were like, it would be really cool to stash this in the woods so that everyone can walk by a Sonic statue and go, why the hell is this here? So
someone had to have seen this and be like, all right, I'm going to come back with 6, 7 different colors.
So this article on Nintendo Life says, assuming this is true, does this mean that these local farmers are also responsible for Sonic's new glow up? We can't really imagine a group of locals working day and night to give Sonic a much needed sparkle, but who knows? I mean, who knows? I would not have thought of them to have gotten together to purchase a Sonic statue to store in the woods anyways.
Here's a clue. This thing is tied to the trees to keep it up. It looks like a fresh tie on it. You see that tie on the left of it versus the original picture? They replaced it or painted it.
No, I think they painted it. I don't think they replaced it. I think they probably took it down.
So someone had to take it down and put it back up and tie it back up.
Yeah, I think they took it down. I don't know, sanded it, repainted it, and then hung it back up. But it's pretty excellent.
Yeah, it looks nice and shiny. It probably looks closer to how it originally looked.
Yeah, I would love if they could put a top coat, something on there. You know, the true coat. You need the true coat.
Oh, I'm sure they protected it. They sprayed it with something. Yeah. The true coat.
Gotta have that true coat.
Are you trying to do a Fargo?
I was gonna say, yeah.
Season 4 is coming out. They skipped a couple years. Fargo is one of the best.
I've only ever seen the movie.
The shows are outstanding.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
They're all different time periods. They don't connect to each other. They're great. I always mix up the seasons.
Fucking love that movie though.
Ewan McGregor played twins in the 3rd season. Okay. Anyways, that's interesting. And there's a nice YouTube video about it here. The mystery of the Sonic statue here. So, all right. Well, I was going to do a trip to Japan this year. Obviously, I can't do a trip anywhere this year. But that'd be interesting to see. Oh, no, it's big. Oh, boy. There's a guy next to it. Ooh, that's a big statue. That's bigger than I thought. Where's the guy's head for reference in the shot? Oh, that's like a 6-foot statue.
Oh, all right.
His head's the size of the foot and ankle, looks like. Unless the perspective's really off. I'm trying to get... Yeah, that's a 5-foot statue.
Oh, yeah, that's a big statue.
That's a big statue. That's when we put the hair. Yeah, that had to come. That'd be in a theme park, like in a store hanging up or somewhere, entrance somewhere. Wow. Okay, so that was some work to be done. That was some work. But a team of like a couple of people could have done that in a few hours probably.
Kindly farmers.
All right. What else is going on? Oh, we got some game preservation news.
Prototypes.
Yeah, this wasn't going to make the main topic because there's not a lot of information on this, but there was 4 NES prototypes found, I guess by the same person, bought them all in an Akihabara store at Beep. That's one of the more famous ones, right?
Yes.
So 4 were found, and it was Mike Ditka's Big Play Football was found. That was not released here. A U.S. localization of Quarterback Scramble, which was also not released here, which was released in Japan, though. NES port of a Advanced Dungeons & Dragons game, which did not come out here, called Dragons of Flame, which came out in Japan. And then there are 2 games that did come out here, prototypes, Heroes of the Lance, and what was the 4th one that was listed here? That's not listed in this for some reason. And they were cheap, it looks like, 1,000 yen each. So someone got a deal.
Yeah, if those were if that was the actual price, someone got a freaking steal on those.
So the original Twitter was on August 14th tweet from Jiro Nosuke99, and it was tweeted back out by Hayamo Aria XJ18, and no word on these are going to be dumped or not, but there is YouTube video of Mike Ditka's Big Play Football. I believe there's more than one of those that exist. Yeah, because the video on YouTube is 6 years old, so there's more than one. I'm not sure if that one was ever dumped. This the one that was that from this video 6 years ago, but hopefully, we'll give these two a dump that haven't been dumped before.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see.
The 4th one. Why can't I find information on the 4th one? Here. Translate tweet. The tweet says, translated, when I saw the old photo, it came out a photo of Beep-san and Akiha when I bought an NES sample cassette. All right, well, obviously that's not the best Google translation there. But anyway, interesting. On Google Translation, Ian, I'll have to bring this up because it was a breakthrough which I didn't think about. We're thinking of for the N64 book about the Japanese games and going full reviews for those. It's about 90 titles in Japan. And we're thinking, okay, some of the writers are intimidated. How do we do this? We went through it, me and John, the editor. It's only about 15 games or so where you would need like full Japanese to play. There's like 5 or 6 RPGs, about 5. There's like a board game. There's a dating sim / party game that came out in Japan, and a couple others. There's that horse racing game. Not even horse racing. You raise horses to sell, the derby game. So Christina was like, well, use the Google Translate app. And I'm like, what? And that reminded me of when we talked about the machine learning that they're starting to build into emulators using that on the fly. But you have to have an emulator where it's built in. But like you can literally load up, like there's a fishing game that came out in Japan. Bass fishing, and just put your phone in front of it, and in real time it'll just translate on your phone. You could read the menus and everything. It's like, that's brilliant. It's freaking brilliant.
That is pretty cool.
So we just figured that out a couple days ago. Like, that's how we're going to do it, probably. So sorry, had to bring that up. All right, Ian. We love corporate versus corporate battling. Oh no, we skipped something. We skipped the Centipede game. Astropede. Sorry.
Didn't think we were talking about it because there's nothing to say about it.
Astropede. Speaking of prototypes, real quick, there was a Genesis prototype unearthed called Astropede. At least it was a video listed on YouTube a couple years ago that was unlisted, or excuse me, it was found out that I guess someone got into it, and it's like a Sonic E platforming game where you're like a space centipede running around.
Well, straight up uses Sonic assets. It uses graphics from Sonic the Hedgehog. It looks interesting, but nothing else is really known about it. Former Sega employee Craig Stitt believes he has a physical copy somewhere and is looking for it to share. So we'll, keep up on that one.
We'll keep up on that, and that's it for the intro. If you're watching on YouTube, we have a full audio podcast, or click that join button. Click the join button next to subscribe.
Join.
If I'm subscribed, Ian is join. And you click that, you can get segments in the full podcast.
Click me.
Full video one.